Password Keeper, Module 5, Account Role. In this tutorial, we'll be adding the a role and account role tables, and we're going to add some CRUD to it. We're also going to add a couple of functions to administer the role. Let's see how we are going to do this. All right, let's let's go to our folder here, Access Projects and Password Keeper. Right there, let's go in there. We're going to make a copy of this latest one, Module 4. Control C, Control V, and let's rename that to 5. Module 5. Let's go in there. So let's take a look at what we did yesterday and day before. All right. So first thing that we did was this company. All right, which is fine. We did good. We just add the CRUD, being able to add, edit, and delete. All right, and then we did the password. All right, now this is similar to the company. However, this one also lists passwords down here. All right, and so each of these guys website has a password that you can keep track of. That one didn't have anything, which is good. So they're all related. If you were learning about the database relationship, this is relationship right here. This is being the parent. These are being the children. All right, the parent-child relationship, we call it. So that is the relationship. All right. So that's how you that's what we have. And then yesterday also I released this account. This being individual accounts. Like this is an account. That's also an account. That's also an account. Okay. So idea is that the person we're gonna these account, each of these account will be the parent of the companies. So we're going to need to add a role in here. All right. And a role, a super role can manage these guys. So that's what I'm going to do. All right. That's what I'm going to do. Let's add a role to these guys. How about count role? Yeah, let's create. Yep, let's do that. Let's call role. I think if I just type role, it would work, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna make this a little fancy. How about access role ID? And this role ID, all it has is just a role, list of roles, role name, maybe description, and that's it. That's all we need. And that's all we need. And then just make this guy a primary key. Save. Let's call this access role. Yeah. I'll go ahead and add some of the actually we're gonna add a CRUD here for this guy. So let's add a CRUD for this guy. That way the administrator can can update. So let's add access role. I really like this thing. This thing makes coding easy. copy. Oops. Let's go to, let's open one of these guys up. Then you don't have to keep typing. This is, yeah, making your, yeah, that's pretty quick. And save. Oh, hold on. Change that name to access row. There. Now Control S. Let's do the DB access. Control C. And go in here, the module. Now you didn't know that this guy was going to get a little fancy here. This one is access row DB access. As I have stated before, naming is very important. Naming the files, the attributes, the variables. Naming is very important, so make sure you pay attention to your naming. Like each of these files represents group of certain things that they are related. Alright, so alright, we're done with that. Let's make a form so that we can add rows in there. Oh, hold on. Here we need to give it an ID. Identification. Alright, get good. Alright. Remember yesterday we were adding account and it didn't do it correctly because we forgot that. Alright, so yeah, this is going to be real simple, similar to the company. Alright, this role. Also, when you design your, let's take a look. When you design your form, your screen, the look and feel should be uniform. Alright, and looks nicer. And I guess that's why they call theme. That's why they call theme. Okay, let's make a copy of that company. Control C, Control V, and call this access row. There. You know what? I'm gonna close that out. I'm gonna make another. I'm gonna make a subform for that, which is that was a company. Yeah, that's this guy. Copy paste SFRM access. You notice how I create my naming convention. I do not have spaces, alright, and I always signify this guy. Now, other than the table, alright, other than the table, I have query, QRY, stand for query, alright. I do not use TBL, okay. It's just a preference because I work with SQL Server databases a lot and I don't like to name those guys, alright. I do not name those guys. This is distinguished between, okay, this is a query, this is a table, alright. So you don't have to use TBL. It's understood, alright. However, the form here you need to distinguish because there is a main form and there is a subform, and that's the reason why we use FRM, SFRM, or I use, alright. So that's how you distinguish between your forms, and that once you start naming this correctly, then it's easy for you to navigate to. Alright, so the way I do it in Access, I don't use TBL and no spaces. Alright, and I try to stay away from reserved word. Okay, and the query QRY the form, FORM, subform at the S in front. And here the class module is just the name of the table. You notice that. So account, because that refers to that. All right. In MVC, we call this model. All right. That's a model. That's the MVC. We call that model. Okay, right here. And then we have the access layer. We call this a middleware or repository right here. DB access. In MVC, we call that repository or data access. So it makes sense to name DB access. All right. And this being the view in MVC. The other forms or the screen, that is the view in MVC. And then we have a code behind. If you were to code AS.NET with the MVC, there is a code behind. That's exactly the same thing. So Ryan, if you want to be real good in these things, this is this is great right here. Anyways, let's continue. Where were we? Yeah, right here, access role, the subform. All right. So naming convention is real important. Let's see. Do I need to have a list of this guy? No. No. So I am just going to point this to the table. All right. We'll call it there. Just point that to a table. I'm gonna point that to a table and then access row ID. Yeah, you can use row, just a row, but yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's make this guy. I'm gonna move this guy. You know what? Move that guy away from that wall, like we did with the other one, and move this guy up. This would be a row name. There. That's just like that. And that will be description. All right. So as you code, you know you're gonna get a little fancy and get better at these things. So this will be row. I'll just type row, and this one description. Just like that. All right, let's go to code behind. So I'm thinking we don't need all this because rows is going to be just a couple of them. All right, so we can basically delete all this. Well, you know what? Other than my bad, we can delete all this except the clicks, like so. And then we can type in row name here and description. Oh, you know what? Did we delete the never mind, we can do that later. All right, so that's fine. Yeah, description, and then we're just gonna need to add the display back. Sub, we're gonna call it display row, like so. and then I'm just gonna copy this guy there before I forget. Here would be row access row name ID. Yep, access row ID, and here we validate again. It doesn't hurt, like I said in the previous video. It does not hurt to double validating the this guy. It doesn't take much. All right. And then we can say what did we say last time? What did we say last time? We can say yeah. We say forms, and then there's a me control source, and then display row. All right, we're missing one thing here. Forms. Oops. Me source txt access row ID equals me access row ID. All right. Now on this form, we got to make sure that we have these guys now and this guy. All right. Control S. I think that's all we have to do there. That's all we have to do there. All right. Let's close that out. You know what? We don't even need this guy. All right. I'm just going to move that way. And then before I do that, I notice this guy is on top. We're going to send this booger back behind. And now, there. All right. All right, let's close that. We're done with that part. And let's go back in here. Now we're going to say, select this guy right here. And now we're going to say, we're going to do a drop down S, access row. Oh, right here, there. Copy that and put in place of that. And that's it. All right. And that's it. And we don't need to search because there's going to be a few of them. So I'm just going to take that out. All right. We don't need to search. No need to search. So, I'm going to get rid of that one. And gonna move this guy up here away from my entries. Come on, stick with me, stick with me. Stick with me. There you go. All right. And I'm gonna remove this guy there and change this guy to index to 0, and index on this one is 1. All right, so let's make this guy a row name. Row description. Yeah, that's good. It's gonna be real simple. All right, it's gonna be real simple. That's it. And then this guy would be row name, and change this guy to txt row name. Yeah, similar to what we've done, you just kind of replace, the field name. Luckily, this guy's not much to it. So let's go check this guy out. That should be row name, access row ID right here, like so. All right, so that's good. All right, let's go in there. We are going to change this guy to O row as access row access. Oh, right here. All right. I'm going to start from the bottom up this time. All right. The reason being, I noticed this guy right here, so I'm just going to bam, and this guy right here, that is going to be there, source, and this guy right here, that will be this form right here, which is here's a fancy way to do it. Name, that's a fancy way to do it. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to go back in here to do that right here. Oops. Me name, and I'm just going to copy that guy. That's the same thing. I wasn't sure why, not sure why I didn't think about it last time. And that's how I would close my form anyways. So sometimes, you do it over and over and then you start realizing, oh, you know what, I forgot to do this thing. Like so, right here. So that just makes more sense. All right, Control S, save yes, and then close, and that's where we work. Okay, so let's start doing this. We don't have this display company, but what was it that we should call it? Let me see this guy right here. Display what? Display row. Okay, so let's conform to that display row. Copy that, put it right here. We don't have that guy, but we do have row name. We don't have that guy. We have access row ID. Looking good, looking good. Yeah, and all this row management. We're moving pretty fast. Trying to beat myself. That row name, description, and then delete the rest. All right. So that would be the clear. And here, or row, access row, or row, like so. Remember that one gets an ID from this guy right here. All right. Because last time we didn't do that, we had to scratch our head. Unless you want to scratch your own head again, that's all right. Row name. Oh yeah, that's unlocked. Yeah. So now we just delete the rest of them. It's yeah, it's a it's a straightforward. All right, it's straightforward. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. See, it's pretty yeah, that's it. And then you know what? I'm gonna save my fingers. Copy that. Put it right there. Why? Have no idea what I touched there. It's barking at me. It's like yeah, yeah, yeah. This is a lock, so it's a true. Let's moving up. Let's moving up. Validate the entries. So we're gonna require name and uh, name, role, and we're gonna require uh, a description. We want to make them so somebody type in some stuff. FSG equals MSG. Well, that sounds like stuff that we put in with the food. Description. All right. We'll go ahead and add the break line there. Ooh, sorry. Let's add something in here. There. All right. So that's good. Let's moving on. It's moving up there. So now when we set, you remember this. You know what? I'm going to remove this guy right here because that really I forgot to do that. We did that a couple of times here. Right here, we don't need to set this guy. Reason being is because we set it where we unlock this booger right here. You see. So therefore, we don't need to do it again. That's like a redundant. All right, so let's close that. So I'll go ahead and remove that guy. We're back on the access flow form here. So I'm just going to remove a whole bunch of these things and then call it row ID equals me txt row name me row name. Pretty quick in it. That's it. 3 fields. 3 fields should be quick. Just remove that. Now save, validate, and here we're going to change that to set access row. Copy that right there. And here I'm just going to say access row db save all row. That's it. That's it. And now once we save, row name, and then instead of refresh, right here, we just do this requery. All right. Remember, we're not going to do the search. We're not going to do anything. All right. So we're just going to refresh. Delete. Yeah, this is nice and simple right here. Nice and simple. Access row db delete. That's that. Pretty nice and simple. Now normally you wouldn't just do this. All right. You wouldn't just do, if you have like 10,000 people or 100 people and up, you want to validate, make sure that the users do not have this row before you delete. All right. So in the production application, you would want to validate all the things in here just instead of just delete. All right. You say, hey, do we have users or accounts that has this role? If there is exists, if somebody is using this role, you don't delete that. All right. So, but I'm just showing you here how you would do the CRUD. All right. So in the production, you would have to validate, make a couple of things before you delete or anything. All right. You should always validate access role. Yeah. Even the invoice. All right. Definitely you don't want to delete an invoice or delete an account that has invoice. All right. So just keep in mind, you can't just delete. All right. You gotta make sure that whatever you're deleting does not have anything attached to it. All right. What was this? ID, and then this would be overall me. Oh, nice, nice and simple. There. Okay. Well, go ahead and do another one. Yeah, this one doesn't hurt. All right. Normally this row would already be here. All right, but it doesn't hurt to do that. You see there? Normally you get this row already using this guy. So why would you set it again? You could just comment this out. However, it doesn't hurt to do that. You see, it doesn't hurt to do that. All right, row name. But you can just omit that row name and then the description. Nice and simple. Description. All right, and remove the rest. Bam, done. And yeah, this, yeah, that's, yeah. I'm just going to go back in here and remove that because that doesn't make sense right here, right here. All right, Control S, delete. That's a company form, by the way. And let's get back, close that form, and we'll pop back in here to the access row form. All right, let's move up. Let's move, yeah, let's work this guy up. How about row? Editing row. Successor. And where it's saved right here. Delete. Yeah, where it's saved. Oh, okay, right here. I think display row right there. Where else? Okay, and then the cancel, we want to make sure that we grab the previous row ID. Otherwise, row ID is null. And so, good. That's it. Control S. Start moving up. We're anxious to get to test this guy. All right. See how fast we're moving? Are we moving fast enough for you? Or am I moving fast enough for you? The benefit that you have is you got a video that you can go back and forth. All right. Control S. Bam. Let's see if we get any barking here. Compile. Ooh. What the heck? We don't have display row? What? Oh, we don't. You're right. Let's double check this guy. Yeah, let's copy that. Copy and yep, display row. That's good. That's good. Let's try it again. Let's compile. Control S and compile that again. Debug. Compile. No barking. Good. Good. All right. Let's put this booger to a test. One thing I want to do. Yeah. I'm gonna close that out. Oops. I'm gonna close that out. Close that out. Close that out. Let's go to form right here. Last time I tried to show you order by right here. Well, we did order by on the forms many times, but right here, order by right here. All you have to do is just do that. Row name. That's all. All right. And now, if you want it to be descending, what was it? Right here. Oh. Where's my row bar? Oh no, not there. Right there. Row bar. Right here. If you want it to be descending, all you have to do is just go. That's called descending. All right. But we don't want descending. We want ascending. Control S. Close that out. Let's test that booger up. Look at that. Alright, let's add new. This would be administrator. Save. Yeah. I'll call it admin. Look at that. Nice. Nice. You know what? I'm gonna change this. Now I'm thinking about it. Now I am thinking about it. Because okay. Yeah. I am going to be just a little fancy. Well, I am thinking of making it a little fancier. All right, let's do this. Let's close that out. Let's come back to here. Instead of making this guy a grid, I'm going to make that guy a number. All right, I'm just going to make that guy a number. Yep, an integer number. I'm going to show you why. Yeah, okay. You say, hey, you just remove that guy, so we're going to add one in there. All right. Now the reason being is and you don't have to do this, and you don't have to add it in here. I'm just going to get rid of these two guys right here. We don't need that. I'm going to make it a little fancier. All right. What we are going to do, and you'll see why as a code why we don't need this form, and we're just going to add it behind here in the code behind. All right. Basically, we are going to hard code this guy, and I'll show you why we want to hard code this guy. All right. So for now, excuse me. Yeah. For now, just leave it like that. We are going to just going to add it right here. All right. Make that a 2. This one is called member. Manager. How about managing role? All right, and this one we'll call member. How about normal account? All right. So the reason being, let me show you why. All right. So we got 3 rows. I'll leave that one on. Go back to the. So let's go back to the. We're gonna open this guy up. All right. In here, we're gonna use constant. All right. We say constant. Maybe public here. Administrator. We're gonna hard code this guy 1, and that jives with whatever we enter it there. All right, and the reason being, I'm going to show you. Manager 2. So whatever we add in the database, we're going to have to add it here. Member, like so. All right, and let's name this guy access row constant. I'm going to show you why. Whatever we add here, we are going to have to add it here, and we're going to get away from using this row. Oh, not that one. Yeah. Yep, this row. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Because of the because of this guy. Let me show you. We'll go ahead and make this guy. We'll go ahead and make this guy as integer, private, and then change this guy to integer. Change this guy to integer, and then this will be 0. So that just fixed it. All right, that just fixed it. So if we open up this guy again, double click. What the heck? Why? Let me see. Let's take a look. Why? We don't have to worry about this, but I just want to see what's going on here. That's all. Row. Oh, this guy. There. That's why. Take that single quote out, and this guy like that, and that will fix it. There. All right. So, but we're not going to worry about this form because we're going to get a little fancier. All right. All this will be behind the scene. Okay. So, the reason being, I'm going to show you. But just notice that anytime you add row in here, you will have to add constant. Okay. And here, let's come to account. Come to account. And we're going to get a little fancy here. We are going to get a little fancy here. Yes, let's try this. Let's add a list. Yeah, I have not shown you how to do a list, but I'm gonna show you how to do a list. All right, so let's add a list here. Let's close that out. We'll show you how to add a list here. We're gonna add two counts, and the column width is 0, semicolon. How about 2.5? All right, and come right here, row source, Let's go into the Zoom. I'm going to show you how. Select access row ID, row name from access row, order by row name. That's it. That's it. Control S. It's nice and simple. Or you know what? Let's name this guy. Yeah, you should always name all your controls. This will be LST. That's a list box row name. All right, Control S. Let's take a look at see what this one brings us. Look at that. Isn't that neat? Isn't that neat? Isn't that neat? All right. Now, to tie this guy to one of these guys, all right, to tie this guy to one of these guys, say if you select this guy, this will show up. That will show up. All right. You would have to do this. Let's do this. Let's add account row. Now we have account row. Let's add table. We'll call this one account ID. That would be a short string. Account. No, this one is access row ID. That would be a number. That's it. That's all. That's all. Now, if you want to be fancy, you can say add the date when you add the row to this account. All right. I'm not gonna get to that fancy, but you could. You can add the date, and then make a date. For example, that would be a date, and then you say description, the reason why you add this row to this person, for instance. All right. So yeah, you can do that. All right, but I'm not gonna get too deep into that. Okay. I just want to show you this is called many-to-many relationship. Oh, hold on just a second. I want to add both of them there. So you cannot have one without the other. This is called many-to-many relationships. All right. So I'm going to close, save. We call this account row. See there? Nothing in there. All right, not yet. Not yet. But that's how you add many-to-many relationship, meaning an account can have many rows. A row can have many accounts. You see? Like I can have 5 administrators, or Jack can belong to administrator, a manager, and a member, for instance. All right. So that's called many-to-many relationship. All right. Now, how are we going to tie this guy together? Good question. Good question. All right. Let's go to account. I'm gonna add a couple more bits to accounts. That is the no, not that account. The account DB access. All right. So here's where you say add row. All right, or remove row if row exists, for instance. All right, here's where you here's where you will find it. So first off, let's add how about row exists by row ID. All right, row exists by row ID. What do you need? Row exists by row ID. You need 2 things. One is the account. All right. You know, I haven't been typing in by val by. Right, I did one right there. right? But yeah, it's a good habit to do that. I just get lazy for demonstration. If I were to code this for production, I would explicitly type in bar val, all right, account ID as string, and then bar val. Um, uh, I'm just going to call row ID as int, and then return as boolean. I just want to see if that guy exists or not. That's all. All right. So here's an easy way to do. I'm going to copy this guy since it's already available for me. All right. And then I'm just going to say, uh, select everything from um, access row where actually not access row. This would be account row where account ID equals perfect right there. See there? Count. And then right here, and um, access row ID equals. This is the integer, so you don't have to put that single quote in there. Row ID. That's that. That's that. And then you execute. All right. And then you say, oh, and then you don't execute. You say, and then you say, if, oh, we don't have RS. We need to set. You know what? I'm going to move this guy up just a tad. RS as record set, and then RS set RS equals current DB open SQL, and then I'm going to come down here, set RS equals nothing before I forget. Alright, so now we can say if RS record count is greater than 0. Alright, and then we do RS. If RS record count greater than 0. Ooh, what was that? Greater than 0, then row exists by row ID equal true. That's it. It's nice and simple. All right, I'm gonna copy that guy. All right. So we want to identify if that row exists. All right. And then what happens if it exists? It not exists. We can say now we can say sub add row and then we can pass in the same module. All right, so I'm just going to copy the entire here because essentially it's going to add the same thing. Oh, hold on, let's go right there. But it's not a function, and I'm going to, there you go, make that sub. So essentially what we're going to do, we're going to say insert into now in access it's like this, insert everything. That's how access works. You gotta put asterisks in there. Now in SQL you don't need to. All right, insert into this guy, and then we can say account ID access row ID, and we can say value, see there, and then put that guy in there. Now the account is, well, we'll come back later. All right, we want to put all these guys in there like so. Actually, you know what, we got one right there. I see one right there. We can just use this guy and then put a single quote in there. You see how I did it? Instead of and, we'll put comma, and then tab, and then row ID, and that's it. And then we want to close it with parentheses. That's it. That's all she is to it. And then we, instead of doing that, we can just say current DB execute, just like that, just like that. And now copy, paste in there. That's how we are inserting into a row. All right, so we want to validate this guy, make sure they don't exist. If they don't exist, we can insert. All right, likewise, we want to find if it exists, and then we can remove. All right, now we want to do copy, paste, remove row. That's it. Add row, remove row. That's all we need. That's all we need to do. Now in here, when you say delete from where account ID equals and access row ID equals. That's it. That's all there is to it. That's how you delete. All right. So now we say remove. That's how we're gonna add and remove. All right. That's how we're gonna add and remove. Add row, remove row. All right. So let's implement that on the account form. Now one thing that we need to do is get rows. Get rows. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Let's do another one. Get rows by account ID. So all we have to do is here val s account ID as, see there, and I see this guy's pretty this guy right here. We'll grab that guy. How are you doing? You doing good over there? So now we're going to say all of this and take this out. There may be more than one row, you see. There may be more than one row. All right. So here, then you say and if we're going to return this as string. All right. So how we're going to get the names? Obviously, the account row only has IDs. You see here? This guy only has ID. How are you going to get row names? Well, that's simple. We'll add another access called row as access row, and then we'll say if access row db. You see that? This would be rs access row id. You see that? Actually, we need to pass in an object. My bad. There. Then, see there? And I'm just going to come up here. Bam. Equals. We could do, I'm thinking where I want to put my comma. We could do this. Nope. We could do this. Row name. Yep. We could do this and add the previous one to it. So we just keep adding the new one in front. We're just going to keep adding a new one in front. If there's one, there's going to be one. We just keep adding a new one in front. See how we did that? Let's think about this. Let's think about this. Or, think about this. Or we could put that one in front. Like so. I'm trying to think what's the best place to do it. Is it to add the next read row name at the back or the front? Good question. Well, if you put in the front, initially this guy is going to be empty, and then you have this guy in front. But if we did this guy, all right, if there's one, we're always going to have this guy in the back. I think I like that. I like that. Yeah, because initially this guy's going to be empty. All right. And if there's only one row, we're going to have that guy in the behind there. All right. So let's do that. And I'm going to go ahead and initialize this to empty string. And then before we leave, we need to get rid of this comma at the back here, though. You see what I'm saying? All right. So I'm just going to go here before we leave. We want to say equals trim. And then we want to say replace all the gadget that I gave you, the tricks and tips and yeah. What did I delete? Oh, T. I meant to go to N. And then we're looking for the comma, and then replace it with empty. That's it. So all the tricks and tips and all that I gave you, make use of it. All right. So that's good. So that's how you get rows. All right. That's how you get rows. So now let's go to the form here. All right, we got all the stuff, the functions that we need. Let's go to the account form here. See, we have this guy right here, right here. What I want to do here, I want to add, I want to be a little fancy. All right, I want to be a little fancy. I'm gonna copy this guy right here. Actually, I can copy this guy. Copy. Oops, that's not copy. Copy, paste. All right. And I'm gonna make that guy left there. What do I want to do here? I want to make this guy. I want to list all the rows for this account. All right. So I'm gonna call account row name. Yep, account row name. All right. Maybe I need to push it. Oops. Maybe we need to push this guy down just a little bit, like so, and then remove that guy. So as soon as we select this guy, we want to list all the rows if they exist here. All right. So you and I will design this thing together. All right. Now I gotta tell you, I'm a raw person. All right. What you see is what I get, and I don't charge like most of those guys. Say, hey, if you want to learn this, come over here to this website, and I'll sell this course for $50. You get it for free from me, mister. But that doesn't mean that I don't accept donation. But we're living in a free will. So let's make that. So however you want to view, if you think this is good for you and it's good for the donation, I'm not going to make you donate or make you buy the course like some other ones, because I think that is individual's right to do things. All right. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna type this guy in here as account rows. Yeah, just like that. Ooh, why did you do that on me? All right, let's expand that Booger back out. Yeah, sometimes they have this auto size, All right, so that's the idea. All right, so you and I are designing this together. I'm gonna put this guy in here, and I'm gonna show you why here. And this guy is gonna expand. Oh, we're like a kid right here. All right, and I'm gonna change his name to add remove. All right, add remove, and I'm going to type in here add row. You see there? Add row. All right. So the first thing that needs to happen here. All right. Let's go to the code now. When we display the account, let me show you what we're gonna do. When we display right here account. All right. Once we find the account, we say I'm thinking, well, we could just do this. Text, not text, label, account row name. See there? equals I think it was in account. Let's try that. Account db access get rows by account ID. You see that? Get rows by account ID, and it returns a string. Then you just do this. That's it. All right. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. So that's so what that does. That's just gonna list this guy, the account rows here. All right. Now what happens if you click on this guy? Huh? What the heck? What happens if you click on this guy? All right. Let me show you. Let me show you. So if you click on that guy, just show you what happened here. All right. So I'm just going to show you what happened here. Let me show you what happened here. When you click on that, you say list me. I want to see what's going on here. List column 1. Oops. I want to see what is the column 2. Oh, that's ls. We want an lst. lst column 2. Oh, let's see what that does. When we click on that guy, let's see what that does. First, we got to know what's going on here. All right, when we click. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to do anything. All right. See there? These. Oh, yeah, display row. Okay. Oh, I got you. I got you. Something's not right. It's not here. It's in the, yeah, it's in here. My bad. So when you see that, not necessary it's on that form. All right. It's in here. All right. I'm going to show you why. There might be something in here. I'm going to do F8. See that how it comes in here? All right. So I'm just going to stop right. Oh, I know why. Okay, I already know why. Because the label is a caption. See that goes to show how quickly I spotted that guy. All right, that's that. There you go. I just noticed that. I said, okay. Yeah. So that's how. So that's gonna list that guy. But because we haven't done anything, let's click on this guy, administrator. Okay. So what happened to? Hold on. Where's all clicking thing? Oh, right here. I'm gonna take that out. Personally, I don't know what. Well, actually, you know what? I can do this. I can put in this guy to tell me which one is displaying. Is it 1 or 2? I think it's 2. Ah, it's 1. So that means we need 0 here. That means we need 0 there and 1 here. So that's how I want to find out. There you go. That's what we want. We want that ID. All right, we got to have ID. You see. All right. So now, just to be dandy. All right, just to be dandy, check this out. Because we already know, I'm gonna comment that out. We're gonna say if account db row exists by row ID. You see there. Here will be account ID. Here will be me lst row column. You see there. Oh yeah, my bad. Then else You see that? Now we say MST box already exists. See what I'm getting at? Just nice and simple. Alright, I'm just gonna copy it there. Not exists. How about not in row? Not in row. Something. Alright, so let's take a look. So if I click on this guy, not in row. Not in row. So what do you want to happen when it's not in row? Huh? What do you want it to happen when it's not in row? Check this out. When it's not in row, alright, you want to say me command add move caption equals add row. You see that? And otherwise, you say, I'm going to copy this guy. Copy. Remove row. And I'm going to take a bunch of these guys out. And now, let's check this out. What happens if I click on this? See that? Add row. See that? That's what happens. Alright? So that's how you do it. Alright? That's how you... I think this... yeah, this is long enough. I'm going to stop the video at this point. Alright? So just recap to this video. Yeah, let me save. Yes, save. Let me recap. This video we were going to add rows to this application so that we can manage rows. All right. First off, we don't want anybody just logging in here to be able to look at the passwords. All right. We want our wife, son, daughter to be able to use this application, and when they log in, they will log into this guy right away. All right. Now, if you are an administrator, when you log in, you have access to all these forms. All right, because you're the head of household. By the way, you got to be able to, look at everybody. All right. And you would be adding roles and all that to these people, all right, and give them access to this, and that's the goal. So what we had to do is we had to add roles in here, and I think they're currently the 3 roles. We also add many-to-many role, call it account role, which I have not add anybody in there. But we do have functions for these, all right? Those are these functions right here. Account, where are you? Right here. So these are the functions to access the many-to-many table. You see that? Oh, we would get a bark right here. Why didn't you tell me that? Yeah, that account role table. All right, so this is where you add, you remove, you see, and then you retrieve all the roles assigned to that person. All right, so in the next video, we are going to continue finishing this guy up. Not that one, because remember we're not going to do this. All right, we're going to manually do hard coding this thing in there. Because this it will make it easier. You'll see why I do that later on. Maybe 10-20 steps ahead of you, because I foresee something, and you'll see why. But what we want is here, we want to implement these guys, And so we add this list. You learn how to do the list. You learn how to do the list here. All right. So something's not right. Oh, yeah, because yeah, see there, you can't. Yeah, you have to validate that guy. You know what? I just can't get away from that. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I will have to do this. Sorry. We gotta. Yeah. If not, it's no. Me. Yeah, you gotta have account number. All right, or ID. Maybe this guy. What? Oh, duh. Jack. F. My bad. N. That happened when you type. And so here, and then we just give a message. I'm sorry. I was going to end, but I don't. Yeah, that's why I don't want to run application. Cause if I run application and I get errors like that, I want to fix it right away. And you should feel the same way, because that means you are really, you know, that means you are into it. All right. So I'm going to put, say, please select and account. And that's good. And then this is the VB info. And then title, account required. That's all. Something brief. All right. So if we were to do this again, look, that way we don't get error. Okay. So there you go. So now if we do this and do that, it's okay. All right. All right. So next time we're gonna implement this. See how I do that? You just have to look. Come back and watch the next video. That's that for now. Happy programming. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, like, share, and hit that bell. And also comment below, and if you need help, inbox me. Thanks again.